over a tax levy on Tuesday's ballot. Officials say if the levy fails, 130 teaching positions will be cut. High school busing will end, along with junior high school athletics. Classes will get bigger, course offerings will shrink, and there will be fewer specialists to help students who are having problems. Opponents say the cuts are a scare tactic, that overpaid teachers and an unfair state funding system are the real culprits.
This is not about kids, and it's a shame that a very organized effort hides behind children to achieve what their political aims are, and that's the tragic aspect of this situation. And the only way that anybody can do anything about it is to vote on Tuesday. That's the only way you can have a say in impacting a change.
But levy backers say the financial troubles are real, as would be the problems if the levy goes down.
Lakota schools are excellent. Many people moved here and chose our school district, and we want to make sure that we maintain it. It is a bad economy, we understand that, but we have to be able to keep our schools going through that so that on the other side, we don't have to spend that much more time building them back up again.
School officials say if the levy fails, the $7.9 million levy, they will have to cut $12 million from the budget. That is on top of $13 million already cut over the past couple of years. Jeff Hirsch live at Lakota West. Back to you.
Jeff, thank you. An Associated Press review found, despite all the talk about voters being fed up with high taxes, Ohio voters approved 72% of 448 measures to raise taxes this year alone. If Lakota's levy passes, it'll cost the owner of a $100,000 home another $20 a month.
And the latest now on a breaking news alert on an international security scare. The White House Homeland Security
coming up on
says
November 2nd, the important things to pay attention to are not these
Nine
clowns
reporter
that
Adam
are
Marshall
running
joins us after hearing strong opinions on both sides of the issue. Adam?
Julie, residents in the Lakota local school district show us why voting is so important. This Tuesday, one group is going to win and one is going to lose. For months, those for and against the Lakota school levy have been pushing their agenda. Even tonight, the Schinner family came up with the clever idea of wrapping the Halloween candy they plan to pass out with Vote Yes for Lakota stickers.
The community depends on it. I happen to have a son with autism. I don't have a choice to send him anywhere else. We need these schools to be as strong as they possibly can be.
If voters say yes, it will give Lakota schools a nearly $8 million 10-year operating levy. If voters say no, Lakota may need to cut some sports, transportation, and look at a teacher reduction. At the heart of the vote no for the Lakota levy is Rich Hoffman, who says it's not an issue with just Lakota, but the entire state funding process.
A no vote isn't just a vote at the local level, it also goes to the state. The state has done a lot of allocation of funds. They've given money to poor districts around the state, and by the state constitution, they have to come up with a funding structure that is uniform across the state. And what they've done is they looked at Lakota and they said, well, you guys are an affluent community, you can afford to cover in property taxes, and that's unconstitutional.
Even hearing Hoffman's side, many parents say they still need the levy to pass.
Lakota is the master of doing more with less. We win awards for our finances. We operate at 7% less than the state average with our money. We know that we have 30% fewer administrators than the state average.
Other districts with property tax requests on the ballot are Laughlin, Little Miami, Mason, Kings, Franklin, Lebanon, Springboro, Mount Healthy, and North College Hill. We will, of course, be following all these levies Tuesday. Stay with 9 News for the latest information. Julie.
Adam Marshall reporting, and actually 15 southwestern Ohio school districts have tax issues on Tuesday's ballot. Many of them are seeking additional dollars to counter expected cuts of 10% or more in state funding. One of them is North College Hill, which has a $4.96 million levy request before voters.
This past week in the paper about this being a big difference between both candidates for governor in the state of Ohio.
And it's interesting when you read the article. However, those against it tell me enough is enough.
We're telling you this is your budget, and you've got to stay there, and you can't just keep going.
Rich Hoffman is head of the No Lakota Levy campaign. You can see his message scattered in yards or at intersections across town. Hoffman's main focus? Controlled spending, especially when it comes to teachers' salaries.
Wages have crept up to an unsustainable amount. The school board cannot just cut those wages down.
However, those for the levy and for the levies across the tri-state say this is all about the students and their future. Also, if this doesn't pass, the results could be devastating.
I have a daughter in junior high who is in sports. It will cut out junior high sports. It will cut busing for those who don't have, transportation.
Jennifer Van Kirk not only has a daughter in the Lakota School District, but her son Rob is a junior who has helped get the word out about issue 2.
I am aware that a lot of the programs are going to be cut, such as athletics, and I know the arts program and the music program as well.
Bottom line here, there will be cuts if this levy is voted down. However, if the levy were to pass, a homeowner will pay $242 a year for the value of a $100,000 home. It's a tough decision voters here have to make on Tuesday, but they're not alone as other schools in the tri-state campaign for your money. I'm Allison Montoya, News 5.
Now, you may know what your stance is on the issues and who you're voting.
Because they want the status quo, of course, proceed.
Taxpayers in Butler County pay a little bit more to fund the Lakota School District?
In a little more than 24 hours from right now, we will know that answer. Fox 19 Butler County reporter Tiffany Teasley is live in Westchester with the final push.
Well, guys, right now we're at the corner of Tylersville and Cox in Westchester, and as you can see, it's sort of a mini pep rally out here before voters head to the polls. Take a look behind me. You can see we have parents, students, and even the school marching band out here, and they're at 4 intersections across the district, and right now all they're asking voters to do is honk for the Lakota levy, but tomorrow they're asking people to actually go to the polls and vote for this levy. Now, here are the details. It's a $7.9 million levy that would last about 10 years, costing voters about $242 for every $100,000 in home value. Supporters say it's all about keeping an excellent education. Meanwhile, the anti-levy campaign is also spreading their message.
We as a community have to make the decision. Either we keep the money 100% in our district by voting yes for the levy, or we must face the consequences.
We don't want Lakota to fail. This isn't about saying no to our school, no to failure, no to our kids and their education, their future. We're saying you have a $160 million budget. Live within the budget.
And some of the changes that could happen if the levy fails, moving to a 6-day period at the high schools, laying off 130 teachers, and cutting high school busing. And these students will be out here until about 6:30 all across the Lakota School District. And coming up, we'll have more on what the opposition is also saying about this levy. Reporting live from Westchester in Butler County, Tiffany Teasley, Fox 19 News.
It's always tough when the band starts playing. That leads us to tonight's sound off question of the day.
For a 30-year period of time. But the problem is that there's no
24
salary
hours,
cap
we will
to the
know
whole
if
deal.
taxpayers in Butler County will decide to pay more to fund the Lakota School District. It is a hotly contested bout right there. Fox 19 Butler County reporter Tiffany Teasley live in Westchester with the band with more. Tiffany?
Well, Tisha, yeah, right now we're at the corner of Cox and Tylersville here in Westchester, and you can see it's a mini pep rally out here before voters head to the polls. We've got parents, students, and even the school marching band out here. Right now they're asking drivers to just honk for Lakota, but tomorrow they want them to actually go out and vote for this levy. Students, parents, and perfect strangers rallying together for Lakota schools as the clock keeps ticking towards a big vote.
Our community is our schools. If we don't support the schools, then there goes the community.
These Lakota moms have been at it non-stop, distributing yard signs, hosting forums, and making posters.
Right.
They say no effort is great enough when it comes to ensuring an excellent education for their kids.
We're as lean as we can be. The next round of cuts that would be coming would truly affect every kid in the classroom.
Here's a brief breakdown of the levy. It's a $7.9 million emergency operating levy that would last 10 years. Homeowners would pay $242 per every $100,000 in home value. The district is facing a $10 million deficit and has already laid off 75 employees. If the levy fails, the district could move to a 6-day period at the high schools, lay off 130 teachers, and cut high school busing. Opponents of the levy are also also passing out their flyers saying a no vote forces Columbus to actually address the school funding issues instead of continuing to come to the taxpayers.
We don't want Lakota to fail. This isn't about saying no to our school, no to failure, no to our kids and their education, their future. We're saying you have a $160 million budget. Live within the budget.
There's only so much you can cut out of a district where then there is no more to cut. It has to affect the kids at some point.
And more than 60% of voters said no to the May levy, and that was the first levy this year. They're obviously hoping for a better turnout this time around. Reporting live from Westchester in Butler County, Tiffany Teasley, Fox 19 News.
And don't forget, Fox 19 is your election headquarters. We will have the latest results tonight.
Republican Cindy Carpenter beat the Republican incumbent in the May primary, and today she won the seat, defeating Democrat Butch Hubble. Now, another big issue in Butler County tonight was the Lakota school levy, and we've got the results of that now. That levy has failed. Local 12's Angela Ingram joins us live from Westchester with the latest on that. Angela?
Cammy, the mood here at the Mulhauser barn quickly changed from energy and excitement to disappointment as supporters realized that the levy did in fact fail. Many of them saying this was really about the quality of education, but opponents are saying this is about how the district spends its money. Now, supporters looking very disappointed this evening as they gathered at this party in Westchester. Many spent months trying to get a $7.9 mil levy to pass. Signs for and against the levy started popping up all over the Westchester area weeks before the election. The district claims after making $13 million in cuts over 2 years, it still faces a projected deficit of $4.2 million in 2012. But levy opponents are concerned about how the district spends its money, saying teacher salaries and benefits are too costly. Supporters are concerned about the impact of this failed levy on the students.
We're very concerned about the quality of education in Lakota. It's a high-performing district today, and we've made $13 million of reductions in the years leading up to today, and if we are not able to raise additional local revenues, we'll have to continue to cut.
That back in May, they had a two-part levy, and what they did with this one, since that one failed, they basically took the second part off, went to go get this money, and they're going to come back again. So they're not going to, this isn't going to go away. So we're going to be ready. We're already dug in. Pass or fail, we're already planning for the next step.
The supporters are regrouping as well. Many say they will be going out to get those signs because they plan to ask for a levy on another ballot. They say this has been an uphill battle, especially because about 70% of the people in this area do not have children. Live in Westchester, Angela Ingram, Local 12. Cammy, back to you.
All right, Angela, thank you. And we want to take another look at those results. Once again, this is for the Lakota school levy, which has failed 21,000 votes to 18,000 some. And parents were keeping a close eye on another local school levy tonight, the Little Miami school levy. It failed as well by about 300 votes, and as a result, the Warren County School District is the only school system in Southern Ohio placed under state control. Now the district might have to close more schools, which will cost the school money.
For the record, I was against it in 2005 when they were there, and yeah, I got a lot of heat then too.
All right.
Extra things that make well-rounded students.
And for high schoolers, if you take the bus, you just lost your ride starting this January. Parents, if your child's grades K through 8 lives further than 2 miles from school, you'll have to find them a different ride too.
And our core business is education, and so we'll be looking at those particular areas that protect the core classrooms.
And with this second failed levy this year, an outspoken opponent of school spending, Rich Hoffman, says the outcome speaks volumes.
We're telling you, you have a $160 million budget. You have the funds that you have. You may not like it, but you're required as employees of the community to work within that budget and still provide the service we expect.
And if you're wondering when there will be another levy on the ballot, well, Superintendent Mike Taylor tells me it's too early to talk about that right now. I'm Allison Montoya, News 5.
The Little Miami School District also got a thumbs down from homeowners.
Goes out on 50,000 watts today. Remain vigilant because the school levy fights are getting ugly. Ugly. Ugly, I say. But here we are, less than 2 weeks away from election. I'm loving the mailers I'm getting at home. By the way, Steve Driehaus still hasn't figured out I don't live in his district. My wife got another...